Malaria, the world's #1 killer. Malaria is one of the deadliest diseases in the world, killing about 80 to 250 billion people worldwide. This, starting in the first part of the 20th century, to now. This infectious disease caused by protozoan parasites is widespread in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world, killing between 1 and 3 million people, mostly in Africa and Southeast Asia. At one time, Africa was called the Dark Continent because of malaria. If you caught malaria, you were not to return home. This was the statement made before leaving your homeland. This statement gave good reason not to go to vacation in another country. If you are traveling outside of the United States of America, Canada, or Western Europe, you must carefully consider a travel plan. The reason can be attributed to the infamous malaria. Each year, approximately 30,000 American and European tourists are infected by this deadly disease, and the mortality rate is close to 20%. In some parts of the world, it is even higher. Travelers to sub-Saharan Africa are under the greatest risk, but all travelers to nations with the possibility of having this illness can come down with this deadly disease. Ideally, a tourist should check with the World Health Organization if the destination is not a hot zone for malaria. Leaving aside malaria, there are many mosquito-borne diseases that are equally deadly for human beings. Malaria. Some of the common symptoms of malaria are body temperature greater than 100.4 Fahrenheit, fever, chill, sweating, nausea, body ache, fatigue and headache. Vomiting. Malaria is difficult to diagnose. Severe symptoms can be a life-threatening coma can develop within 24 hours of the first symptoms appearing. It may take many days for the patient to exhibit symptoms, and even when they do, most of the times it gets mistaken for flu. Wrong treatment or a delay in treatment may cause death. Some measures that travelers should take for disease prevention are given below. Travelers should take regular doses of chloroquine 2 weeks prior to traveling to the mosquito-infested place. They should continue the dosage up till 4 weeks after the trip. Doxycycline. Travelers should take the dosage 2 days before they depart for the destination and should administer it once again on returning back. You should seek immediate medical attention if you notice any of the signs and symptoms of malaria, either while you are away, or for up to 1 year after your return. Other concerns for mosquito diseases are dengue fever. The fever is caused by 4 different kinds of viruses. It is carried by Aedes mosquitoes. When the mosquito bites an infected person, it gets infected and begins to bite others with higher frequency. The cycle goes on, and this leads to an outbreak of dengue fever. The symptoms of dengue fever are more or less similar to those of malaria, except that the patient suffers with joint pain as well. The treatment is similar to malaria. Rest and intake of fluids is strongly recommended. It takes 2 weeks for the patient to revive from the disease. West Nile fever. The symptoms of this disease are similar to those of the other mosquito-related diseases. However, the patient also suffers joint and muscle pains, rashes, and headache. Unfortunately, there is no cure for West Nile fever, and it takes 1 to 6 weeks for the patients to recover. In certain cases where the patient has a weak immune system, the disease may even cause paralysis. Yellow fever. Yellow fever is prevalent in parts of Africa, though there are vaccines developed by pharmaceutical companies that help in disease prevention, but care needs to be taken while traveling abroad. You can avoid this fever by getting the yellow fever vaccine before traveling to Africa or South America. One of the ideal ways for disease prevention is applying a mosquito patch. You can also use a mosquito killer. A mosquito patch is more effective as you don't have to enclose yourself in a net or a closed room with chemicals or smoke. You can walk freely with a patch on your arm, and it provides long-lasting protection from mosquitoes and other bugs. Prevent all the deadly diseases by simple cures like these. A mosquito patch is a mosquito repellent which is like a band-aid and is pasted on your skin. For travelers, it happens to be the best alternative to protect themselves from mosquito bites and to secure malaria prevention. Due to its ease of use and practically no side effects, it is the most sought-after mosquito repellents. It is very easy to use and well worth the cost. It is better to be safer than sorry.